is there anything more you can tell us about the lab and what you know occurred in reference to that?
Well, in China, I'm just going to go back and just reiterate just a few more of the points because everything is in that sequence of that dream. And in that dream, of course, I've shared it, and I'll just reiterate some of those points, and then I'll share something else about it. In China, I walked through the lab. We saw the scientists, saw them creating, undermining the nation, especially the United States.
Excuse me. Do you know if this was intentional or an accident? I hear both views. Has God shown you?
No, it was not 110%. 110% was not accidental. It was planned. It was plot. I had the 2-hour dream in Honduras, and I saw step by step how this is counteracting against the Republican Party with Trump. How it's going to. I know we're going to talk about this in this segment too. But in this, where I saw this, then China want to take another reverse turn because the heat is turned up on them now. And that was part of the prophecy that's coming to pass, is out now, being investigated and exposed. But a lot of this that's in the United States, and those that are in around the circle in the United States are going to be found guilty for working with China. And that was a part of the dream, the vision I had with China. But I saw where China is going to go for this time, even in the next 2 years. China is in a place where God's hands, and I've shared this several months back, what have you, that God's hand is against China and judgment and falling from God, because God's people, the remnant, it's time for the remnant to take back territory. And no matter what nation it is God's people that are favored because they engrafted to the fig nation of Israel. So China itself, when I was in this dream, I saw all these scientists and whatnot, and I heard the Democratic Party. Then I heard the top leaders of China saying, we're going to plot, plan, and we're going to, it's almost like they thought they were being so deceitful they can cover all this up, but it's coming out the big chambers of the prophet's chamber, and now it's been exposed. And we're really going to start seeing even more being exposed with China in the next several months as well. It's just not just what has occurred. More is going to unravel, but we're going to start seeing a lot of connections with different countries and the United States that was involved, that were trying to undermine Trump. And we're going to start seeing this even more.
Well, a lot of people misunderstand the gift of prophecy. And they heard you say on my show that I can't tell all that I saw. And They said, well, you should have given them more time. It had nothing to do with time. It had to do with obedience to God.
Right, absolutely.
So is there anything more you can tell me about what's going to happen as far as the exposure in China, the news?
But what it is, Scott, I'll share this much because there's like 3 parts of this, and you're absolutely right. I mean, our office at Cooke's Revivals, we got bombarded. Well, why didn't he say the rest of it? You don't say everything at one time. Time is essential for the whole prophetic dream. But this other segment of this, I would say this, that I saw so many being arrested, shackles changed, and I saw even China trying to silence doctors. I saw where they're trying to silence people that were working in the lab, even people that were working in the United States and different countries working together. In one of those rooms I went in China, they were trying to silence their voice, even to the place of removing them.